And welcome to another episode on Ohana Hobby Workshop. Today, you're joined by myself, Mana Smasher. We're going to be painting up the Wiz Goblin model from Mantic, part of one of their two-player start sets. So in the actual box, he's known as a long nail, but for this purpose, he's been nicknamed Super Saiyan Goblin, obviously because of the ball between his hands. Well, we're just going to get straight down into it. So obviously, first of all, we're going to start with the biggest area, so that will be like the robes and all that stuff. And we're going to start with Still Leaving Drab. And what we're going to do, as always, get it on our planet, get quite a bit in there, because we're going to use quite a bit of this. And what we're going to do is get a bit on there, and then, as always, we're going to water it down just a tad, so it's a nice flowing consistency. And from that, we're going to just go all over the miniature. So as you can see, it is already primed. So I primed all the miniatures with a grey base coat. So once we've done 2 thin coats, we will come back and we will see how it looks. So as you can see now, after the coats, starting to look very, very nice. So we're going to move on to the next colour. So we're going to swap from a bigger brush to a smaller brush. We're going to go to Mephiston Red. So we're going to use Mephiston Red just for the skin edge. Where we've got those different, give them a bit of brightness. So as always, a tiny bit on your palette. Give it a nice little water down. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over the skin, so we have the ears just here to do it. We also have the face. So once we've done a couple of coats, we will come back and we'll see how it looks. So as you can see, we have started getting the red down. So now we're starting to look a lot more brighter. And now we're going to move on to his armor plates just here on the hands. So what we're going to do is we're going to go after the Leto copper. So we're going to get a nice bit of this on your wet palette, or in my case, a palette palette. So let's get a little bit on that. So try not to, with metallics, try not to water them too much. If you have thinner, such as an acrylic thinner, it is better because it reduces the risk of splitting. All we're going to do is just slowly work it all in. So we're going to get all the braces as well. So the other one. So after a couple of coats, we will come back and we'll see how it looks. So as you can see, now after the coats, it is slightly still drying, but we're actually starting to come along now quite nicely. What we'll do is you can see we've got that little ball bit in there. So that's actually off of a bracelet. That's the Super Saiyan. So we're going to now go over that ball and do it in a white scar. So this is a layer paint. Normally I would suggest using a base colour. But what we're going to do is just get it straight on there, just as it is. And we're just going to get the whole thing a nice, making sure it's nice and flat. So make sure that white comes over in. So after 2 coats, we'll come back and have a look. So as you can see, he's now starting to really take shape. But what we're going to do now is we're going to get onto the boots, and we're going to do boots in a batter black. Now as always, what we're going to do is just get a tiny bit onto our palette. Don't need too much on this one though, because only the boots are actually doing so. But as always, still water it down slightly. What we're going to do is we're going to carefully go around and get the boots. We've got the boot there, and then the boot there. So after this coat, what we'll do is we'll come back and we'll see how it looks. So as you can see now, the boots have been done. So as he's now starting to come together. We still have a few extra little bits to do. So obviously after teeth, and we're going to do something actually to do with the woman. So now it's got this coat of white. What we're going to do, get some Cowboy Sky. Give it a good shake. We don't need much of this now, because obviously of how smooth the part is. Just take it a little bit out, as always. And as always, a little bit of water. What we're going to do is we're going to start painting the blue now. So we're going to give it a nice couple of coats, and then after that we'll see how it looks. So as you can see, the blue is now starting to take shape. It is a tad still wet, and we will need to put that down. But what we're going to do is we're going to move on to another step whilst that's waiting. We're going to move on to the teeth of the goblin just inside the nose. So what we're going to do is we're going to use desert sand from the deeper. So give it a nice good shake. Get some of this out on the palette, not too much though, because there's not much we need to do. I've unfortunately put a bit too much. We're going to go to it with a smoother brush now. And we're just going to go along like so. And just start picking the teeth out. So once everything's all blocked in, ready to go, we will see how it looks. And as you can see, our gobbo is starting to get there very, very nicely. What we are going to do now is we are going to put a homemade Agrex washer. So I actually make this Agrex and I'll put it in this white hood. But what we've done is we've got a shot glass and just pop some of it in there. And all we're going to do now is grab some of it out of the shot glass onto the palette so we don't overload our brush. And we are going to slowly start adding it on. getting all of that detail, making sure there's no pulling, and just keeping that. So this is going to go all over the model, ready to go to our tabletop standard. So once it's all over and it's got drying, what we'll do is come back and we'll see how it looks. So as you can see, the recesses are now starting to really show up. So on that note, we will leave it there for today. So if you did enjoy the content, please consider hitting that subscribe and like button, and we will see you on another episode of Ohana Hobby Workshop.